Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin and Cardano. In this chart, we take a look at both charts, and yeah, we start straight away. Bitcoin back below 42k. What I really wanted to show you briefly here is this VPVR indicator, and that we just have in this area here such a massive support. This VPVR gives you the historically traded volume in the visible range, and yeah, basically here below this level at 40.6k, which we identified here as a key level of support, you have this massive wall of support. This oftentimes acts as support if you have a cluster of historical volume here. And yeah, you can clearly see that this is where this wall of support is starting, and this is going to be massive. You know, it will be difficult for the price to break through here. Definitely will be. Still, the Elliott Waves suggest we should move through here. And also, as you know, a lot of the indicators that I showed you in the last few videos indicate that. For example, here on the weekly, you can see the RSI still has scope to move lower. We are in the bearish range on the weekly. The MACD as well came from quite high. We are falling down, crossed the zero line, and we are now deep in the red, and there is no sign of it to slow down. Even when we were in this sideways range here between 45.5k and 52k, there was just no sign of the weekly MACD downward momentum to slow down. Also, we have here this bearish divergence on the weekly MACD. I did show you that before, where the price was higher from a higher high to a higher high. But the high on the MACD became lower, indicating a bearish divergence. We had the same thing on the RSI, not only the MACD. And again, it doesn't become much clearer that divergence. Now you have it, you see it on the 4-day chart as well, and overall it's quite meaningful, that weekly chart. Here on the 2-day as well, yes, we are nearly oversold, but on the daily, I think we were oversold. That is why that downtrend was stopped as well. But there is still a little bit of scope on the 2-day to fall. And even here, we tried to move into the, we tried to do a bullish crossover here on the MACD. But again, that failed, and we're now gaining downward momentum. And the price doesn't really do that when you're looking here for some sort of a reversal. Don't see it. Don't see it at the moment. As soon as I see something that would indicate a reversal here for Bitcoin, I will certainly let you know. We can also see here on the chart at the moment this downward move, very strong, and then here this retracement, again half-heartedly, nothing too strong, no very strong reaction in my view. It even looks a little bit like a bear flag, so we'll see. I'll definitely keep you updated. We're currently here in this range between 40.6 and 42.6k, so a $2,000 range. And as I said in the last video, we need to wait what Bitcoin is doing now, because whenever you are in a range, you can't really determine what is going to happen, really. Yeah. But as I said, as we broke below 45.5k, it is now much more likely that we're going to drop into this blue range here between 36 and 38.5k in this wave 3. That is what I would now primarily expect for the price to happen. And for that, we just need to have a bit of patience. Yeah. What I did also show you yesterday in the live stream for all channel members, we took a look at this moon cycle indicator, and we counted the moon cycles. And it's quite interesting though that this moon cycle indicator seems to work really 73% of the time, and it is actually a very accurate indicator. As you know, we take it with a pinch of salt and with humor here, but this moon cycle indicator throughout 2021, it did actually predict. So the full moon cycle did predict moves to the upside. How often was that? I think we had it on the chart here 16 times correctly to the upside. It did predict it. So the full moon to the upside and the new moon to the downside. That whenever you enter here in red, a new moon phase, that the price was going to drop, and that you are ending the new moon cycle lower than the beginning, and that you are ending the full moon cycle higher than the beginning. Now, 16 times of all the ones here, this did predict it correctly, and it was wrong 6 times. Yeah, 3 times you had pretty much sideways movement, so I took the 3 ones out because that was really just neutral sideways. But then it works 73% of the time. I find that quite funny, quite impressive. Didn't check 220 though, and I'm not saying it's working all the time, but I found that really interesting, especially as when the new moon phase began here on the 2nd of January, you had this big drop. Yeah. Now the last phase didn't work, but the one before that did work. The one before that didn't. The one before that did work. Here also, I think, just sideways move, but then, yeah, it is quite interesting, especially a little bit earlier in the year. It worked really well. So yeah, just take it with a pinch of salt and a little bit of humor. So quite interesting. And then Cardano as well, where with Bitcoin, the support is actually a little bit lower on the VPVR. You can see that here. You can actually see the, take that yellow box out here. You can see the VPVR, the visible range volume here is exactly in the phase, in this space where we currently are. And you can see that down here, where I put the support here for the next major fib level when we are going to drop, you have another cluster of volume here. Yeah, not too much though. Just need to move in again. Here you've got a bit of a peak here. There's a bit of a peak here around 90 cents as well. So we'll see if that works out. But here, over here where we are, we have a lot of support. And yeah, it shows. It shows at the moment also here in the price. The price tries to hold above that level, above this 116 level, this previous high. So this previous low here. And currently we're just above it. I don't have many hopes that we're going to hold this level, to be honest. Not as it seems at the moment. We just move that to the previous low here. As you can see here, the previous low on the 4th of December. Yeah, it's just fighting for survival here. I mean, Bitcoin dropped a little bit again to below 42K. And Cardano, while Cardano here is in this descending wedge, I have limited hopes that we are really going to move up from here. Yes, of course, it could break out to the upside, but any move here to the upside didn't really work out. Even now, the last one, which was a first impulse, you could count it as a first impulse. Then, however, we moved down quite strongly in that ABC, and that has turned out to become much more, a move much more to the downside than it would have needed to be. You know, we even dropped below that low here, invalidating actually this whole pattern. I could also take it out. It did invalidate it because you're now moving lower than the previous low. So it's not really a beginning of an uptrend anymore. You are really making still lower lows here. However, the good thing is we can still see, together with this descending wedge, a bullish divergence on the chart. You can see it on the 4-hour, the 8-hour, and the 1-day chart on the RSI. But yeah, even here on the MACD you can see it. But nevertheless, it's moving sideways at the moment. So the downtrend is slowing down. But bear in mind, we did have it here before, and then we suddenly dropped again. So I think we are going to see the dollar level. I think we are, and then it all comes to how strong can Cardano hold the dollar level. Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if we drop down from here together with Bitcoin once more lower in the next few days or this week. And that's pretty much the update about Bitcoin and Cardano. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.